a 9-time ARCA Racing Series champion and the most recent winner, Frank Kimmel. Hey, Frank, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me on, guys.
Absolutely. You know, Charlie and I, we said the last couple of times we had you on, we kept having to ask you, when are you going to win again? When are you going to win again? The great thing is we don't have to ask you that.
Well, yeah, we do. When are you going to win again, Frank?
Yeah, there you go. What have you done for us lately?
Well, I tell you, you're exactly right. I told Radeball and Don Radeball from ARCA in Victory Lane, I said, "Oh, no, you can't ask me that anymore," because I got tired of hearing it. But yeah, it was a good deal, and big deal for me and my family and everybody involved in Thor Sport and Jared Prince, our crew chief. You know, that's his first win as a crew chief, so it was a pretty cool deal.
Well, you know, you downplayed that a little bit there about talking about the first win, though, ever for Thor Sport in the ARCA Racing Series as well. That's a pretty big deal as well.
Absolutely. It was just a really good night. Every now and then you do something right with timing and everything. And, you know, it was sponsored, the race was sponsored by Menards and Messina Wildlife, which is our sponsors, of course. And, you know, we had some pretty high dignitary, excuse me, there at the show, you know, at the race. And, excuse me, I'm sorry. So it was just a good night for everybody. You know, they really enjoyed being at the races, and to go out and win, that's the best thing you can do for the sponsors, and it was just a good night.
Well, not only that, but to win at ORP, which is one of the great racetracks. Tell me about that racetrack as well, because a lot of people were really pretty upset when the Nationwide Series decided they were going to go race at IMS, and there's certain tracks in the world that just for some reason the racing is really, really good, and it seems like ORP is one of those places.
You know, it really is. It's got so much history, and you know, for me personally, it was actually my third race there that I'd ever raced in, and so it was it was a thrill to get to race there because I've always heard about it and wanted to be there, and you know, all the big names that's been there over the years, and it's a tough racetrack. I mean, it's a place where, as you said, you know, normally the bottom groove on these short tracks is where you want to be, and that's not the case at IRP. You want to be up high and run around the middle, and you know, we chose about, I think, every lane that you could get to go around that track. I was in it at some point during the night, and that's what makes it such a great facility, and you know, puts on such a good show for the fans. And it was we had some intermittent weather throughout the day, so I think that hurt some of the walk-up crowd that they had. So hopefully they have us back next year, and we put on another great show, and the fans that come back in droves.
Well, we wanted to let you know also that, you know, it's pretty well documented there was 75 races that you'd gone without a win, but few people know the significance of that because
like we do.
Like Charlie and I do, because Charlie and I actually called that race at Salem for the ARCA Racing Series that you won. So it holds near and dear to us. And you know, we kind of blame you for our career going south, you know, as far as calling races for ARCA from there.
I think that's all you're all doing, but that's another story. We're going to have to cover that somewhere else.
So talk to me about, now that you have this, was there some pressure starting to build on you? You know, everybody knows that you wanted to win, and you know, that's all everybody ever wants to do, but was there starting to be some pressure at all after all that time?
Oh, I mean, absolutely. It was tremendous. I mean, I knew, you know, in the past few years, I felt like, you know, our equipment kind of got away from us a little bit back when I was with the family-owned team, and you know, so you wonder if your cars are good enough to win anymore, and you know, the Venturinis and you know, the Cunningham team and you know, Schrader's team, all of them bringing great race cars. So you know, when you step out, as I did this past winter, and went out and you know, hooked up with Thor Sport, you know, I know I've got as nice a race car that's on the racetrack, and so there's no more excuses. It's time to either, you know, get it done or get out. And you know, you worry about that. You think, man, is it because I'm 50 years old or what have you, or just unlucky or whatever? It doesn't matter what the situation is. If you're not, you know, getting the job done at the end of the day, then there's something that needs to be changed. And I felt like our program had picked up every single race this year. I thought we got better and better and better, and I knew if we continued to put out top fives, top tens, being competitive, leading some laps, eventually we were going to break through. And You feel like it's going to happen, but until it does, that was a pretty special night for me to win a race. I was very, very happy for everybody involved.
Getting hooked up with ThorSport for this year, did it give you kind of a sense of being able to get some new, fresh perspectives on things? You talk about, you start wondering, especially with the family-owned team that you had for the last few years. You and Bill did a great job, but sometimes you just wonder if you're missing something, if you're doing everything the same way. And getting hooked up with ThorSport, it has to say in your mind, let's look at this from a different direction.
Absolutely. I mean, those guys have got so much, experience in the truck series, and, we know how tough and competitive the truck series is, and, they understand this coil bind setup much better than what we did. They have the better equipment to do it, to make sure that your springs are hitting properly, and you got the right springs, and, just everything that they were able to go back on their books, really helps them in the ARCA series, and then it was just a matter of adapting to the Hoosier tires. I think that was the biggest thing, and, nobody really knows. About a month before the season started, we didn't have any race cars, and, we didn't really have a team, and they were hiring people, and, I think I've got one guy that's got some ARCA experience. My crew chief has ran a couple ARCA races himself, but has never crew chiefed in the ARCA series. And my car chief is Rich Luscious, is a great late model racer and great late model car chief or crew chief, but had never done the ARCA thing. So it was just a matter of us to figure out the mix and figure out what these tires need versus what we've had in the past, and then get me comfortable with the deal, because you got a guy that's been doing it for 100 years. I've got to adapt to what they're doing, and so I'm kind of reluctant to tell them what I think we should change, because they do it so differently. It may not work the same way. So we're starting to gel a little bit, and it just keeps getting better every year, every week.
All right, 9-time champion Frank Kimmel. Last question, how many more to Iggy?
I think that was our 75th win, and Iggy's got 79. So it's out there now. We know we can win races. Now we got to go do it some more.
All right, best of luck to you, Frank. Always a great time talking to you. We'll see you down at the racetrack.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you all.
Absolutely. Frank Kimmel. All right.
9-time ARCA Racing Series champion.
That is amazing. You just kind of say that 9 times, but 9 times the guy came through in the clutch and won the championship. That is just an amazing, amazing thing, and it's not something that you can downplay. All right, time for us to take our